Coming up on Naperville News 17, Naperville opts out of recreational pot sales. Our town is down for the count thanks to the Census kickoff meeting. And a late ad to the dance card of the Career and Networking Center's annual fundraiser. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Jackman in for Kim Pierce. Thanks for joining us for this week's Naperville News. After hours of discussion, including the longest meeting in City Council history last month, Naperville finally has its answer on recreational marijuana sales. Naperville News 17's Casey Krajewski has more.
Naperville City Council voted to opt out of the retail sale of adult use cannabis. When recreational marijuana becomes legal statewide on January 1st, Naperville will not allow any recreational dispensaries to operate within the city limits. A record number of speakers signed up to voice their opinion at the meeting. The official number was 238, most in favor of opting out.
When we choose to allow the sale of recreational marijuana in Naperville, we accept the risks of the increase in use of marijuana. But some think that the only people affected by the spread of marijuana are those who already use it. But the sad reality is increased access to marijuana also increases the likelihood that it ends up in the wrong hands, specifically the hands of the youth.
However, not everyone shared that sentiment, arguing that marijuana is already here and opting in would weaken the black market and give the city more regulation.
I agree with all of my opt-out friends and neighbors that the children is the biggest issue here. So I would ask my friends and neighbors and this council, how do kids get access to cannabis? Through the black market. The Naperville black market will continue to thrive with a no vote. A yes vote means that drug dealers would have to go outside of Naperville to sell cannabis and other more dangerous drugs due to the low demand here.
Public discourse has escalated over the past few months from both sides of the debate, which at times reached a heated tone.
This is a divisive issue, and the city has gone through enough divisive issues, whether it's the Fifth Avenue train station, whether it's the recent election. So my point is the culture needs to heal. We need to come together.
Some speakers said giving everyone a chance to weigh in via a citywide referendum would make residents feel more heard, an opinion shared by many on the dais.
But it's obvious this is a very important issue for many of our residents, and they want their voices heard. This is exactly the type of issue. It's new, it's controversial, it's time sensitive, and it has major implications for our city. This is the type of issue that our voters could and should decide via referendum.
Council directed city staff to begin researching a non-binding referendum, which could be placed on ballots as early as the next election in March 2020 or the following election in November 2020. For Naperville News 17, I'm Casey Krajewski.
Council voted 6-3 on the opt-out ordinance, which had the referendum attached to it. Naperville currently has one medical dispensary in town, 3C Compassionate Care. Owned by Green Thumb Industries, 3C was recently named one of the first 5 businesses to receive a license from the state for recreational marijuana sales. Now that Naperville has opted out, the future of that license is unclear. The state has determined that if a medical dispensary relocates for any reason, they forfeit their recreational license. Green Thumb served as the petitioner on the marijuana agenda item at the City Council meeting, but declined to speak. 3C Compassionate Care has operated in Naperville since 2015. Council also approved a large residential development planned for Northwest Naperville. Lincoln at Citygate Center is a 285-unit development planned for the northeast corner of Westings Avenue and Citygate Lane. The Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously approved the project, but City Council had some concerns. Since Indian Prairie School District 204 is already crowded, some were worried this would add to the problem. According to the developer, only 25 students are projected to come from the complex. However, District 204's calculations indicate about 113 students generated. A letter from the school district states they could support the additional students, but would require an impact fee of $846,423, almost $700,000 more than Lincoln's estimated fee. The other concern was affordable housing.
Our view on attainable housing or affordable housing is that we do support it. We support it very much, but we do not know how to do it. Affordable housing developers know how to develop affordable housing. There are a lot of nuances that goes into making affordable housing successful.
Segoviano said the units will be luxury apartments priced near the high end of the marketplace. However, they did offer to make a $200,000 donation to put towards affordable housing in Naperville. Some council members felt that gesture would set a poor precedent as a way developers could avoid building affordable housing.
I don't want this to be something where, in lieu of trying to develop attainable or affordable units, it is offered as a kind of a cash donation offset.
However, the majority of council felt since there isn't yet a citywide mandate on affordable housing, they should accept the donation. They voted 8-1 to pass the ordinances allowing the development to proceed. The development will also include a roof-level event center and an enclosed pedestrian walkway to connect the Citygate Center buildings to the north. After the break, new plans at the Humane Society will have them raising the roof.
Welcome back to the game show, Who Is It? Today our contestant Sally is in the process of figuring out which one of our panelists is the real Crime Stopper. Sally, you have one more question for each panelist, then you will need to decide.
Number 1, when I call Crime Stoppers with a tip, do I need to leave my name?
Absolutely not. You remain anonymous.
Number 2, if my tip leads to an arrest, what's in it for me?
A cash reward for up to $1,000 for one thing.
And number 3, what is the Crime Stoppers tip line?
630-420-6006.
So who is it? Oh, sorry, time's up. Sally, we need your decision. Who's the real Crime Stopper?
They all are.
You're right, but how did you know?
'Cause I'm a Crime Stopper too.
South Naperville could be gaining another residential community. Naperville News 17's Christine Lena tells us about the project.
55 three-story townhomes are on their way to Naperville Crossings. The Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved this Lennar Homes project for the 5.3 acres located north of Anna Marie Lane and west of Showplace Drive.
Typical product will be 2,200 to 2,400 square foot in size. They're all 3-bedroom, and on the main level they've got open floor plans, modern living, open concept living.
The townhomes will include garages and open green space that city staff found compatible with the surrounding commercial area. But the townhomes would neighbor those businesses and well-traveled roads, which caused concern for some at the meeting. Commissioner Anthony Lacerdo felt the city and developers could work on that traffic issue together as the project moves forward.
We can't stop progress because of traffic. Hopefully we can figure it out how to make it a little bit better, but in my opinion, you want success, you want businesses, it's going to bring people, we're going to have traffic, we just got to figure it out. So I think it's a great project.
The 2 lots have sat vacant for 15 years. It was rezoned this past January to an R3 medium-density multiple family residence district due to the site's lack of retail appeal. The concept for the Naperville Crossings site originally included commercial space. Commissioner Krishna Bansal questioned why that wasn't included in the development.
I understand with R3 that's not possible, but then staff was present and that was never clarified at that point. When we get rezoning requests without any kind of rendering, we get into these kind of issues. This should be really looked into in future because this is kind of really deceiving at this point.
The commission ultimately voted 7-1 in favor of the proposal. They agreed with staff about the consistency in design with the surrounding area. The project now goes to City Council for final approval. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Christine Lena.
At the latest Liquor Commission meeting, the group talked about possible license updates. Naperville News 17's Aisha Ashley Hausa has the story.
The Naperville Liquor Commission is considering revising 2 liquor licenses. The first is the Class M license, which allows places like spas and barber shops to serve alcoholic beverages. The commission is considering either lowering the annual license fee, changing it from a license to a permit, or removing the requirement to hold a license completely. Mayor Steve Chirico suggested the idea, since some facilities with Class M only serve a complimentary drink rather than sell it.
I think that would be much more fair to these smaller shops, and then we're not basically criminalizing someone for giving away a courtesy drink as part of their services.
There's also a state law that doesn't allow businesses to use alcohol for promotions or giveaways.
Let's make sure that we're not in conflict with the state and what our options are. And if we have the option to, through interpretation, really define this as a licensee as someone who has that as part of their business model.
The group will do more research on the topic and discuss it further at the next meeting. Another license discussed at the meeting was the Class B restaurant and tavern license. Red Arrow Tap Room holds that license and requested selling drinks in crowlers, the canned version of a growler, which is used for customers to transport craft beer. The mayor and other commissioners were hesitant about the idea.
My concern is very similar to what the mayor just brought up, is it looks kind of like somebody walking around with a tall boy.
Yeah, I think we would
That's what we're trying to avoid.
Another conflict with the request, there's a prohibition on the sale of packaged goods in downtown Naperville. The group will consider if beverages filled on-site are considered packaged sales, while also looking at how to add crowlers to the liquor code. The commission made a narrow 4-3 approval to research their options. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Aisha Ashley Hausa.
The next Liquor Commission meeting is on October 3rd. The Naperville Area Humane Society is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and they're kicking off a new capital campaign to make the next 40 even better. Our own Casey Krajewski has more.
The current Naperville Area Humane Society building was built 30 years ago, and updates are needed to continue the organization's mission.
What we're trying to do is raise money so we can expand the shelter. The more lives we can save, that's why we're here.
Renovations will include pushing the building out to the parking lot to double the size of the cat space, add 8 more dog kennels, and build new areas like a surgical suite and a community room.
We're going to have a community room so that our humane educator can have the kids' programs in a separate room instead of in our lobby with people walking around. And we'll be able to do all kinds of things in that community room, host birthday parties and do some dog interactions and dog play space when the weather is poor outside.
In all, the Humane Society estimates the renovations will cost $1.5 million, and the nonprofit is hoping private donors will help them reach that goal.
We want to get the community involved as much as possible. We're not sure yet, when we're going to break ground. We hope to break ground by the end of the year, and we will always, we're never going to close. So we'll be working and still trying to save lives while the construction's going on. So,
fundraising for furry friends. For Naperville News 17, I'm Casey Krajewski.
Lens said they aren't sure when they'll break ground on the renovations, but the shelter is always at capacity with a waiting list, so the sooner, the better. Coming up, a new look ahead for the streets of downtown.
Give the gift of downtown Naperville. Treat someone special to a great shopping, dining, or spa experience with downtown Naperville gift cards. Good at more than 150 businesses. Purchase them at 4 convenient locations or online and have them mailed directly to the lucky recipient. Best of all, there's no purchasing fee. Just choose an amount and send. It's that easy. The perfect gift for anyone at any time.
We still have a year before the 2020 U.S. Census, but to prepare at the local level, the city held a special meeting with community leaders. Naperville News 17's Christine Lena tells us all about it.
Naperville residents won't start filling out the 2020 U.S. Census until next spring. But before then, over 50 local agencies and organizations met to discuss how to make sure everyone is counted.
But the census, people do not realize those numbers that we gather from you all really does trickle down here to Naperville because it impacts like voting districts, school districts. Lines are being constantly redrawn, and that's based off of population.
The 2020 Census Naperville Complete Count Committee meeting brought those groups together with the U.S. Census Bureau. They spoke about how to engage, educate, and encourage residents to participate in the census next year.
Because we can get the messaging out there, that one unified voice, but we gotta make sure that people take that next leap, that next step to actually fill out the form.
$675 billion in federal funding is distributed based on population counts. Any person not counted results in money lost from the state, county, and municipal levels.
If we are missing people from a census cut, we will get less than the share that we deserve. Now, what kind of numbers are we talking about with this? For this year, the per capita tax distribution amount to $160 per person.
The state of Illinois loses about $1,800 for every person who's undercounted.
People will be able to respond to the 2020 U.S. Census via phone, mail, and for the first time, online. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Christine Lena.
And a fun fact, the first U.S. Census was made in 1790, and one has been conducted every 10 years since. City staff got some public input on the downtown streetscape project plans. The Transportation, Engineering, and Development Group, or TED, hosted 2 public input sessions to get feedback on the project planned for the center of downtown. Replacing old water mains and converting angled parking spaces to parallel ones are just some of the improvements.
Probably the biggest thing that we've gotten feedback, though, is on the staging of construction. We had 3 different options out there, ones that would be high impact but shorter duration versus less impact and longer duration. The vast majority of people are high impact, shorter duration, get it over with sooner.
Construction will be on the south side of Jefferson Avenue between Webster and Main, both sides of Main Street between Jefferson and Jackson Avenue, and parts of Webster and Jackson adjacent to the other developments. There will be more public input sessions for the downtown streetscape project in October. Keep an eye on the city's website for more details. A new month means a safer Naper. The Naperville Police Department's September topic is safety across all ages. They're turning their focus to general tips for keeping the public safe, ranging from precautions while driving to proper use and storage of medicine. In terms of general safety, there's one thing the NPD believe can be improved all around.
I think as adults we really need to focus on complacency, not being complacent about safety. We might have driven the same road thousands of times and nothing happened or there was no accident, but the one time where you don't double check to make sure there's no traffic or things, that might be when that accident occurs.
No matter how old you are, the NPD wants you to be thinking about safety to keep you out of harmful situations. For kids, that might mean making sure to listen to parents and other authority figures like teachers. For teens, it means practicing internet safety and being careful of people they don't know trying to contact them online. For seniors, it means being cautious of potential scams, whether through bogus phone calls or emails. And for everyone, it means taking action when things spark your suspicions.
We also need to be observant of what's around you at all times. Are there any suspicious people or suspicious packages where that you need to notify law enforcement to come check it out further? If something doesn't feel right to your instincts, you need to act on it, whether that's getting out of that potentially dangerous situation or calling 911 and letting us handle it.
You can find more advice on how to keep safe on the city's website. Warm sunny days and cool nights are a sure sign that fall is on its way. And it's that changing season weather that turns the summer green to autumn orange.
So the days are shorter, the nights are getting longer, so that kind of triggers some hormonal changes within the trees and that. So what they're going to do is they're going to be producing less chlorophyll, which gives leaves their green color. As chlorophyll starts to break down and disappear from the leaves, that green color is going to fade away. So you're going to see other colors, the yellows, the oranges, the reds, the purples, and that. Colors that were there all the time, but they were just masked by the chlorophyll.
Coble says peak fall colors will come out in the middle and end of October. He recommends Meacham Grove or Green Valley Forest Preserves to see sugar maples and oaks in their prime. Up next, the UFC Gym makes new friends and a positive impact.
People spend on average a third of their time online watching videos. A single minute of video is worth 1.8 million words. Adding professional video to marketing emails can boost click-through rates by as much as 300%. So leverage the power of video. Consider NCTV 17's production services for your marketing needs. Contact us to begin the conversation today.
Sometimes a gym is more than a gym.
We are eternally humbled by the fact that people trust us to do a good job with this. It's something we take very, very seriously, and a lot of thought goes into it. And we just want to make sure that people are training safely and getting results.
Matt Kuchert is a co-owner of the UFC Gym in Naperville. Along with UFC star Ricardo Lamas, they haven't just opened their doors to the public, but to Little Friends, a nonprofit organization serving people with developmental disabilities in a joint effort to bring exercise to the individuals in the program.
Every time they're here, every single one of them has a positive mindset. They're all smiling, they're cracking jokes with us. They just, enjoy being here. I think it's just a chance for them to get out, experience something new, get a little bit of workout in, and help them feel good about themselves.
The partnership is unique and also unexpected. UFC, or Ultimate Fighting Championship, is an often bloody sport where many of the world's great martial artists battle in the octagon. And it's that stigma that makes it difficult to sell the gym's values of health and empowerment.
When opening this business, one of the hurdles we had to get over were those 3 letters up there, on the brick facade, UFC. People see that and they think, people punching each other, blood and violence, but it's not what this gym is about. We're a family-friendly gym. Most of our members, about 98% of our members, will never step foot in a cage, will never have a fight in their life, but they come here to get a good workout, empower themselves, and feel better about themselves, and use our training modalities to help reach their fitness goals.
And the overwhelming majority of our members are just trying to stay in shape or empower themselves or learn how to defend themselves or find a fun way to work out that kind of breaks up the monotony of traditional fitness.
You hear UFC Gym and you're kind of like, a little hesitant to make that move. And we talked to our guys if they had any interest, and believe it or not, a lot of our guys were interested, wanting to come check it out.
And so they did. Nicole Fox and her staff bus 10 to 12 members to the gym and have been doing it for months, and to rave reviews.
It's nice. It's a lot of workout, like running and stuff like that, and just being together with great people here, and stuff like that. Yeah, I enjoy it though. I really do.
They're looking forward to doing every day, and they're feeling good about themselves. They're feeling healthy, and just to come back, when they come back, talking about it, and they talk about it for the rest of the week. So it's been a lot of fun.
They come in here with just an amazing attitude, and they show that they can do anything. It's really cool to see, them do things that most people don't think they can do. They come in here ready to work, and they listen very, very well, and they respond very, very well too.
Humane Durain is relatively new to the gym, having just graduated from Elmhurst in the spring. He's been working with Little Friends as well as other local groups.
Being able to work with, the Little Friends. I've actually done a few workouts with one of the Marine recruiting stations here in the area as well too. So it's really cool to see different people come to us or us go to them and, show them what we have to offer and show them a great time.
The gym is also a hub for people from all walks of life, a place to get stronger in more ways than one.
Nothing moves me more than watching somebody who walked in here maybe with their shoulders down, their heads down, and lacking utter confidence, and then to see them in just a few weeks' time to just hold themselves a little bit higher. Chest is out a little bit, their head is up, there's a smile on their face.
Plenty of smiles, plenty of sweat, and plenty of high fives highlight a fun day for Little Friends at the UFC Gym, which is more than just your average gym. Reporting for Sports Story Sunday, I'm Ryan Riskey.
And if you have a Sports Story feature you'd like to share, let us know at newstips@nctv17.com. The Career and Networking Center's Dancing with the Celebrities is an exciting fundraiser every year. With the event coming up on September 18th, our own Casey Krajewski brings us the second half of our 2019 preview.
Dancing with the Celebrities 2019 is right around the corner. As the pairs put the finishing touches on their routines, it's time to dip into their backgrounds. 2 groups practicing at Arthur Murray Dance Studio in Naperville have grown close during rehearsals.
I agree how it's transitioned. A lot of name calling,
which has helped break the ice in the competition.
Everybody here is very friendly, and it's a good environment. You don't have to worry about making a fool out of yourself, and they're very cool about it. And Brianna here is very patient, so I couldn't ask for a better partner.
Calamos Wealth Management's Anita Knotts is partnered up with dance pro James Dutton. Their salsa and Bollywood mashup has built great chemistry between the two.
It's been so much fun to work with her and get her moving around the floor, and it's for such a cool cause. So, yeah, she's doing a great job.
He's patient, but the other thing is that he makes me laugh, and that kind of relaxes you. If this is not your day job, it's a little intimidating, so it's wonderful to have a partner like him.
At Celebrity Dance Studio in Downers Grove, you'll find Dan Zeman practicing with his dance pro partner, Taylor Lovestead. Their tango routine is a callback to the dance Dan and his wife did on their wedding day, which they think gives them an edge.
Dan's been doing a really nice job. He catches on really quick, and at this point, we're just doing the last finishing touches.
Taylor's an excellent teacher, and I haven't fallen, and I've only kicked her a few times, so it's going pretty well.
Also putting on their dancing shoes at Celebrity Dance Studio, Kristen Giannini and Kyle Rath are cha-chaing with a larger-than-life twist.
I grew up with the Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears. I told Kyle Backstreet Boys was the first concert I ever went to, so we just wanted to do a little throwback.
If you've ever seen the music video for the song It's Everybody by the Backstreet Boys, we've got some actual dance moves pulled directly from it, so it's kind of fun to add in a little bit of kind of that hip-hop-ish feel.
All the teams are having fun with their routines, but even more so knowing they're helping fundraise for the Career and Networking Center.
I just love that our studio is able to help out and be able to donate our time to such an awesome event and a good cause.
For Naperville News 17, I'm Casey Krajewski.
The Career and Networking Center provides professional resources to the unemployed and underemployed in our community. And that's what's happening right here in your neighborhood, Naperville. We will see you next week. Until then, you can catch up on your local news by signing up for our NCTV 17 News Update, delivered right to your inbox Monday through Friday. Sign-up information is right on our website, nctv17.com.
This week's Naperville News 17 is brought to you in part by the following sponsors. This program is partially funded by a grant from the City of Naperville.